So our viewer from Canby wants to talk about a question that we had early in the year here together, and it has resurfaced. This viewer is concerned about what the viewer describes as a staffing crisis for home and community-based waivers, noting that there are, at least in this viewer's view, perhaps up to 10,000 open positions. Let's talk a little bit about that waiver program. Who wants to take a run at that? Should we start with you, Representative Johnson?
Well, I'll start with that because I hear a lot about that. I'm glad the viewer used the word crisis. This is a crisis. I'm afraid that whole industry is about to collapse. We have relatively low unemployment in where I live. And these, the group homes and the home health care folks are really having trouble finding people. And that means that has an impact on the people they serve. If you are being served with some personal care, there's real value in continuity of that care. That person, the better the caregiver understands that individual, the better they can provide the care. And if there's turnover of multiple people to do that over time, that's not the kind of care that person really needs and deserves. Furthermore, when you have a lot of turnover, we're spending a lot of money on training because we're bringing in new people all the time. And that's in some ways a waste of money. And so the way we address this is by increasing wages. And again, if there's another disappointment with the budget so far this session, this is also back to the basics for me, is increasing those wages for those people who do that work. It's really important work, and it's hard work. And so they deserve a wage. We've talked on both sides of the aisle about making a commitment to providing that wage increase, but we didn't do it last year. I think the last year we did was 2014. And they are simply not competitive in the workplace, in the marketplace for workers. And it's a crisis in Minnesota, and I think we absolutely have to address it this session. There's time to do that. It's a matter of choices, where you're putting the money, and if you choose to have a large tax cut, can we also have money for the personal care attendants? And right now, I don't think we don't. And so I think that has to be addressed, and I hope we make the right choice on that issue. Representative
Howell?
Well, it is. That when you talk to those folks that need the PCAs, it is a crisis piece. It's tough, but when you look at the Health and Human Services budget, I've heard a lot from constituents saying you're raising the budget again about 6.5%, and they're concerned about that. Well, if you look at Health and Human Services, that raise is about 5% of that 6.5%, and so how much more do we pour into that? And a lot of that goes to the MA, the medical assistant. So it's a tough deal because that continues to grow exponentially, and it's tough for us to keep up with that. And I agree that we need to do something with the PCAs, but where that money comes from and how we do that to extend it for a long term to keep those people in there. I think that we need to do something to keep the training up. We need to provide some educational benefits maybe to keep them there. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but I agree the wages need to come up for those folks because when you can flip burgers for a better wage and what you're doing and taking care of people, we got problems.
Senator Clausen?
Yeah, for the last 3 years, I've been the co-chair of the Healthcare Workforce Commission, so this is something we've really tackled. And this is really an emerging industry. We're having an aging population. We're going to be needing more and more workers. We have tried to do a couple things. Representative Johnson mentioned in 2014 we had a 5% increase for these folks on the state budget. We also have a number of training grants that have been out there to try to provide additional training opportunities for these emerging companies that are developing this workforce. So we've done that. What we're finding is these people have experience, they've had the training, and then they move to the next level in the nursing home, and they get a $1, $2 raise when they make that move. And so it's a continual cycling of people. When you talk to people that need these services, many times they have a person for a month or 2 weeks, and then that person's gone, and now we've got a new person. And these are vulnerable people in their homes, trying to stay in their home. They need that care. and they need to have that relationship with a person. And that's difficult to establish a relationship and build trust when you have a revolving door. People are constantly coming into the home, or you don't have a person coming into the home. So this is continuing to be a problem. These are low-wage positions. It's a great opportunity for people to get into the workforce, get some training, and then moving on. And I'm not sure that we have a real solution to this for the future.
Senator Weber?
Well, it is, like I think a lot of the issue that is out there has been well explained already. I think part of the problem has been, well, let me first say this. Knowing a number of the people that work in that industry and those that have been in it for the long term, you know that they're not in it for the money, but they're in it because they're the caring type of person, and it is really their calling in many respects. And my hat goes off to them. They are very dedicated individuals. I think part of what has been really damaging to the industry is also those. In many instances, their companies have provided health insurance, and we've seen such a tremendous increase in health insurance premiums as it's pretty much sucked up any available money that was there for any type of a wage increase, and it's a really serious problem. Hopefully, some of the changes that have been made in the health insurance area will help to modify that somewhat. But I think there was some money included, I think, for caring for those individuals that care for the severely disabled in the budget this year, but it certainly is something that has to be addressed.